Welcome everybody to the Inspectors right here on twitch.tv/gildinglight. Yay! Today is our Q&A episode. And I forgot to mute the stream so I can hear myself, and that's distracting. Okay, there we go. So, thank you all for joining us. We'd like to thank Sirenscape right off the bat for all the sounds you hear over the streams today, over this second season. And thank you to D&D Beyond for powering our giveaways. There won't be a giveaway tonight, but there will be one next week for our season finale. So please come in, check us out, check that out. And we'll go around and introduce everyone, starting with Crystal.
My name is Crystal Fear. You can find me at Crystal_Fear on Twitter and at Crystal Fear pretty much everywhere else. Yeah.
All right, Laurie.
Hi everybody, my name is Laurie, aka Calamity Jane. Normally I play Molly O'Shaughnessy, but we're doing a Q&A today, so it's just me.
And back with us once again, Adam.
Hello. It's been so long. Hi everyone, I'm Adam, Adamus Lamus everywhere, normally playing Rox Boulder, but today I'm just playing Adam.
All right, and Vera.
Hello, I am Vera from Vera Says Dragons, and that's it. That's all you get.
Nothing else. So, today is Q&A. Yay! Season 2. We started off with a war at Waterdeep that ended up taking you to another dimension because someone else's plans hit someone else's plans, and they didn't overlap and they're at cross purposes. So that was fun, and the adventure went from there. So does anyone want to add into a mega recap of everything so far?
Of this whole season?
Yeah, what you remember, or at least give your highlights.
Laurie.
Wow.
I'll try and help.
Yeah, not prepared for a whole
I'll try and help.
summary.
No, just let's go around and any moments that stood out to you. And
the city under siege and us like ducking out and saying, "See you later, have fun with that," and ending up in the Shadowfell.
Ending up in the Shadowfell a few times because good gods.
Yeah, you've been there like 4 times this season.
Something like that.
Yeah, I enjoy that we get to like an impasse and we have to make a decision, and we almost always make like the not best decision that somehow turns into the best decision. Like every time it just makes a nice circular route of, wow, this was horrible and what are we doing here, to, oh, okay, no, it worked out, we got it, and then we're back in Waterdeep. I like that a lot. Yeah, orbs are really dangerous and they send us everywhere but where we want to be.
Pretty much. Molly taking over a crime syndicate.
Yes.
Little one. Yeah. I'd say Rox getting his deity was pretty special.
Yeah.
That was definitely special. Fighting a shadow dragon.
Yes.
Yeah. Figuring out that my new dagger takes out chunks of shadow beings, which is fun.
Yeah, that was cool. That was a cool moment.
Yeah.
The hag stealing memories with their pies.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually, that was a different beast altogether. That
Yeah, she
killed
was
the hag, right?
pretending to be a hag.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an Obelix pretending to be a hag.
That's the name.
We met some new friends.
New friends, yes, that was awesome.
Got our Phoenix Paladin.
Yeah.
My mother continually popping up in chat to give everybody except DC advantages.
To which we all say, "Thank you, Mom."
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, Mom. Is it Fenboros being a chaos agent?
Oh my
also
Oh my
in chat?
goodness, Fenboros. Yep.
Yes, thank you, Fenboros, for all the support this season. I appreciate
he traumatized me on Monday.
Oh.
Miniker's Estrade game with him, and he traumatized me on Monday, and it was the best moment ever.
no.
No, it was fantastic, but also like there were Kill Bill and sirens in my head for like 20 minutes straight.
Nice. Uh,
DC getting to explain so many different like aesthetics and different places, and like the theater and the Shadowfell and the city under siege and the swamp, just DC's narratives just going ham.
well, and connecting back to like things that he dropped season 1, like
Yeah,
the Lost Daughter,
the animal transformations.
That, yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Adam.
I didn't remember that at all and had to think back, like, to the beginning of our entire campaign. Because that was, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. That was definitely something. I loved being a gecko, and now I'm a little sad that I can't be a gecko all the time.
I mean, you can always be a gecko again, you know.
I have polymorph. It's fine. I can turn you into a gecko.
Life is good.
And as Chaotic Platypus put in the chat, train to Kittensville.
Yes.
Yeah.
Train to Kittensville.
There's the whole Kittensville we can now explore because I
Oh,
made it up on the
God.
spot.
Oh
So
my God.
it didn't
Also,
exist before that
going
moment.
to that particular world. and
Oh
finding
yeah.
out-
Oh yeah, Adam doesn't
we
know.
found your fireball.
Oh God.
I haven't
went
finished the episode yet.
Oh no.
Have fun.
Spoiler.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Also,
Where was the fireball?
everything with S3.
It was Kittensville, my guy.
Oh,
Yes, your favorite doll.
It was on a
my
train.
doll. Oh, we have a question.
Yep.
Oh, what animal would Adam have been if he'd been able to attend the train session? I will have to call up my notes and see what he said. But Adam can respond and
Yeah, let's play like the matching game. See if what he says
Yeah.
now is what he said.
Is what it was.
Yeah.
I want to say I think I put a llama. I'm not 100% though, but
That would have been amazing.
maybe a bunny. I feel like that would have rounded out the group because there was a panda, there was a raven, and a gecko.
Yep.
Yeah, I think a bunny would have rounded out the group really nicely.
you originally said mountain goat.
Oh,
Oh my God.
That was going to be my second guess.
Meh.
it would have been great. Yeah. We're looking for clues. We look over and Rox is just like chewing on a piece of
Thematically, it would have gone well.
I feel like we could
That
find
would've been
Rox doing that
perfect.
normally, though. He's chewing on some plant, and we're like, "What are you eating?" And Rox just says it tastes good. And then he's right
That
because
seems-
he's always right about food.
That's true.
It's very true.
So yeah, pretty much this season wrapped up everything I've been wanting to do with the show since we started playing over on the other channel and to now. So I'm out of ideas. No.
Uh-oh.
To which I say I tagged you in that new Icewind Winter Fae thing.
Do what?
Oh.
Oh, someone made a
Oh.
DM's Guild product of Winterfell.
Ooh,
An Icewind Dale.
Yeah.
cool.
Nice.
It looks very awesome.
Before we get too deep into like this Q&A, I wondered if we could pop back because I missed the other one. And there's just a couple of questions that I thought I could maybe answer about Molly.
Yay.
That we didn't get to
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, sure
Yeah.
thing.
Cool. So Chaos Chris last time asked us, what was your main focus for creating your character? Did you make it for fun or did you have a story in mind? And with Molly, I sort of have a couple concepts going at all times, but when this group was put together, I was really kind of waiting to see what everybody else created. so that I could like fill a gap. Even though D&D doesn't necessarily need roles, I find that I like to sort of fill in spots that we might need for like utility purposes. So when I found out we were going to have like 2 or 3 really boisterous and big characters, I didn't want to bring in a 4th boisterous and big character or like be the same class as somebody else, because like I like people to have those moments that are special for them. So once everybody else kind of had an idea of where they were going, I was kind of like, well, this Inquisitive Rogue, I think at the time was new, and I wanted to give it a little whirl because it's playing a rogue, but in a totally different way. So that's where I kind of came up with her. It was driven by our group, but also by like a kind of fun character hook idea.
Wait, hold on.
Hmm.
Is Inquisitive Rogue its own class?
It's its own subclass.
A
Yeah.
subclass? I just thought you were using that to like. You're like, Molly, she's an Inquisitive Rogue.
I'm just inquisitive. It's my descriptor. Yeah. Mhm.
I just now realized that it was a subclass. Cool.
I like
cool.
long murders on the beach, and I'm inquisitive. Yeah. Um,
Lori,
That's
Lori,
amazing.
please,
no, it's too early. Too early. I know.
Lori.
So that was that one. So Chaos Chris, if you're out there, Swashbuckler is usually my favorite rogue go-to class. It was very hard not to swash some buckles this time, but no, we're inquisitive. And then the other one, really quickly, was from RoboGoblin, and he asked if there's something that each character holds dear to them, or if they have a token. Molly has tattoos, but they're not really particularly precious to her necessarily. Um, it's just more of a side of like overcoming stuff that like she's not seen as being put together right, and so like being strong and quick is sort of her way of having those tattoos that describe her as sort of more than like a broken doll kind of thing, where she's got all the moving joints tattooed on all of her body. But the thing she has that's kind of like her thing is, and you can see it in her character art, she's got this like hanging earring that goes from the top of your earlobe down to the bottom, or to the top of your ear to your earlobe, and the charms are like 2 hanging daggers, and she just that's like the one thing she wears all the time.
I love that.
Thanks.
Would you say Molly is an easy character for you to get into the headspace of, or is she hard for you to really get into and meta in?
It can be hard because I want to be jokey, like as you saw a moment ago. I like to be punny and play around and light, and Molly is more down and like think slow, talk slow, kind of just observing. So she's less in the spotlight and bright and more just kind of like a steadying force. So that can be a little bit harder to sink into sometimes.
It looks like we've got a question from Fenbros. Also, Mother has arrived.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
All right, so who wants to say the question from Fen?
I can.
Okay.
So, Fenburrows asks, why do your characters adventure? What drives them to put their lives on the line? Crystal, you want to go first with that? We can kind of go in the circle.
Oh boy. uh I think a large part of it for Sarissa is just she needs to keep busy, because otherwise she starts thinking about and getting back to Sigil and like figuring out if her clan is alive or okay, because she kind of, well, spoilers, but yeah, she's not in the material realm by choice. So yeah, it's kind of a she needs to keep busy, otherwise
Poor Sarissa.
There's a reason she is haunted.
Hmm.
What about Molly? Why does she adventure?
I think it's just a drive for her to like do and be more and like to get at things that are inaccessible. Like if you tell her she can't have it, she just has to find a way to get it. But because of where they live currently in Waterdeep, it's very, very strict. So in order to kind of like scratch that itch, she adventures. So it's like a legal way to do like mischievous things. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel that kind of.
Yeah.
Spoilers, but Kane is on the run because Kane saved someone they weren't supposed to. So they figured that being an adventurer with a fake accent and a fake last name was a great way to hide from the mob that ran their original hometown. I can't say I approve of their choices, but it sure was a choice that came to me in a daydream.
Nice.
Life on the run is fun.
Yeah. They found a good group of people. They're pretty happy with who they've ended up with.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it's just now they're like, oh wait, we're gaining notoriety and I still look the same. This might have been a mistake. This is fine. Everything's fine. DC, I don't like that expression. Anyway, why is Rox adventuring?
No, let's dig into that a little more. So Kane is on the run, but now they're kind of famous. What's gonna happen?
Oops. But
Oops.
why does Rox adventure?
I think it's all the pursuit of knowledge, which I mean, he's first a wizard, and then like a knowledge cleric, and then I actually opened up my character sheet because I was like, I think I had this somewhere in my flaws and bonds and ideals, whatnot, and his biggest flaw is unlocking an ancient mystery is more important or is worth the price of civilization. So it's like, you know, you got to crack a few eggs to figure out the mystery, I guess. And so he can be one of those eggs if need be.
I'm sorry, worth the price of civilization? Not a civilization, but civilization?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
No.
He has to know it all.
Do you want orbs? Because that's how we get orbs. Rocks.
Maybe we can just keep him distracted on the path of ultimate snackage.
Mhm. Keep him focused on food.
Encourage him to become the best adventurer chef there ever was. Feel like he's already like halfway there.
Mhm.
This is true.
I mean, yeah, he could be after food knowledge. Who knows? I don't know how you would destroy civilization with that, but
What was that one article they found like a several thousand-year-old cheese? I feel like that's gonna be Rox, and then Rox is gonna be the person that eats the several thousand-year-old cheese and unlocks some sort of terrifying entity that was locked in the cheese.
oh yeah, he would definitely taste it for sure.
Yeah, like, this should be preserved, or we could put
Or.
this on this decadent bread I just found.
I love Rox so much.
Yeah.
He's so
Same.
fun.
Rox would try one of those ancient eggs. If you've ever seen those, they come packaged and they look all moldy and everything, but they're considered delicacy and they're just gross inside.
I've heard they actually taste pretty good. They're just like really salty.
Yeah, I mean, I would try that.
Yeah.
I would try it if I liked eggs more, but as it is, I don't really like eggs.
Mm.
But you know, if you like
Like-
them, cool.
I am the kind of person that might try balut at some point, but I don't know.
I'm sorry, what's balut?
Oh, so you take a fertilized egg
Huh?
and you let it grow for
Uh-huh.
just a bit,
Uh-huh.
and then you unalive it. And then you eat it.
But bones.
Yeah, they're
think-
small.
No, thank you.
Fair enough.
The weirdest thing I've ever tried is
Mom.
kangaroo jerky.
Ooh.
It was delightful.
I've had gator jerky, which
Gator
is
jerky's great.
so good.
Yeah.
So
Mom?
good.
Mom's eating rattlesnake.
Ooh, nice.
She hated it, but she ate it. I guess that's what happens when you grow up like as an actual rodeo cowgirl.
Yeah, that happens.
Mom's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Ye-
All right, we got a couple of questions in chat again.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's see. Oh, I lost one. Oh, there it is. What made you pick the character you are for this adventure?
Oh, jeez. Vera, you go first.
I just had no ideas and wanted to do something that was totally different than any character I've ever played before. I almost always go for the brainiac tropes or the broody loner or the very eerie jerk with a heart of gold. I like darker characters. And then here's Kane, who I guess you could say has a tragic backstory, although they regret absolutely nothing, and is just happy all the time. And like the happiness and the jokes are not fake. Nothing about Kane's personality is fake, just the accent. That's it. And the last name. That's it.
And the
And
first.
no, the first name's real. The first name's real. It is Kane. They have a wisdom, or either their wisdom or their intelligence is like 8. So I also have to dumb myself down so much for this character because I talk in words that Kane would not talk in. So then I'll be about to say something, I'm like, wait a second. Kane wouldn't know this. But it's something totally different, so it's fun.
Okay, next.
Adam?
Oh,
Adam?
sure. Trying to think of how I built rocks. I think I just started with, since I believe we had the name of the campaign, or at least the idea of what the campaign was going to be. So I just came up with a name that I thought was funny and punny, and then kind of went from there. And then I've never played a wizard, so I was like, I'm going wizard, but I didn't want to be a squishy wizard, so I went with a dwarf. And I wanted to make beer, so those were the 3 driving factors behind rocks.
That's fair.
All right.
What about Molly?
I touched on it a little bit earlier to kind of like fill the gap, but when we want to play Molly, let's just say there's some stuff about Molly that the party doesn't know about yet that made her a really interesting character for me to want to play that I've never done before. Yeah.
Love how Crystal and I immediately spoiled our own backstories, but then Lori's like, I'm gonna keep this close to the chest. I'm gonna make y'all work for it.
Enters landslide following Molly around the city.
And as for oh gods, like I was in the middle of 2 other campaigns at the time and got cast for this one and went, I have no idea what to build. I have no idea what to make. So I made I chose Changeling because I had never played a Changeling and was still like incredibly new to actually playing D&D. For Sorceress because witchy, it just works for me and that's comfortable enough. And like I changed her backstory around a couple of times before landing where I did. And yeah, she's incredibly haunted, and it some real saving to keep her from doing very bad things.
Kane's just literally just gonna drag her to this fully good side with the power of friendship. Watch.
Oh.
It's just gonna be the power of friendship and bad jokes.
Roll for friendship.
It's magic.
Roll a wisdom save against Kane's charisma.
So Sarissa has like incredibly high stats in intelligence, wisdom, and charisma.
Never mind.
We have a, if everybody feels good, we have a question for DC.
Yeah.
All right.
Did the Shadow Dragon encounter go as you planned? And did you have any thoughts about how it went? And that's from Tengu1.
Did the Shadow Dragon encounter go as planned? Oh, I gotta think back now. For the most part, yes. I put things in I think will be neat, and then I wait for the players to do whatever chaos they bring to it, and I enjoy seeing that chaos. So I don't plan so much of how it's going to go. I have a couple ideas, and if they fail, what does that mean? If they succeed, what does that mean? Those are usually rough sketches until they get there, and then I decide on the spot. But yeah, usually I just go through, okay, there's this here. I like this. This sounds neat. This all sounds neat. This all lines up with this other thing. Let's keep doing this. And I go from there. I think everyone did really well on it. Got you some weapons. I hope you had enough time to prepare for it and everything, because I knew it would be a big fight. So
I'll take it went as well as it could.
yeah,
That's fair.
it was great. I was very happy with everything all of you did, and yeah, I'm trying to get. I don't. Sometimes I don't know if I'm challenging enough with the monsters, and sometimes I forget an ability here and there, and I'm like, oh, I could have done this and that, and I haven't knocked you guys down enough. As
Molly begs to differ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you get pretty close.
Sarissa also begs to differ on that.
It's
Best
like,
DMing advice I was ever given was by an old DM, and it was the fight ends when the DM thinks the fight should end, not when the HP stat block says the fight should end.
Yep.
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
No, I had a lot of fun with that fight. I had a lot of fun with that whole encounter. Like talking to Mora Silverhand. Like that was fantastic. I love that tie-in.
Well, and just getting into the Shadowfell again, right up Cersei's alley.
Yeah.
It's like the rest of us are in black and white, like the early Wizard of Oz. We're like, oh no. And you're like, yes!
Like, oh, comfort. Yay.
Yeah.
I will say this. At the point where Kane could have selected going to the more dark or going to the more light, that fight would have been a lot easier had you gone through the light.
But it could have taken so much longer. We have no idea.
Yeah.
I like challenge. I'm happy with how it turned out.
Yeah,
If my heart isn't in my throat at least twice.
It's when you nearly fail is when the fun stuff comes
Exactly.
out.
I had like 2 hit points at the end of that fight. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think Rox failed 6 dexterity checks in that, or saves.
I think you failed like every single dex save that was sent your way, but I was just
Pretty sure I
staring
did.
like, you need to bless your dice. Stick them in some moonlight. It is a full moon tonight. Put them under it.
Yes.
That is why he
Yes.
cast blink. I was like, I'm not gonna pass, so I'm just gonna blink and hope.
Fingers crossed.
That is intensely valid.
Yeah, no, if anyone's like having problems with their dice, toss them in a bowl of water, put them outside tonight, and leave them there.
Yeah, it's what is it? The
Like, it's a
strawberry
big-
supermoon?
Big moon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Give it a
summer
roll.
solstice.
Stares
And,
at
it's,
all
and it
his
was the summer
dice.
solstice like 2 days ago, so
Yeah.
Are you showing us your dice, the ones that hurt you? Show us
Yeah.
where the dice
Well,
hurt you.
well, the digital dice also didn't help. So I'm like, what is
Oh,
happening?
God. Ah,
when I use digital dice, I feel like I fail a lot more often than when I use physical dice, and it gets me very concerned about like what exactly the algorithm is for rolling, because it's like if I roll this dice, I am 90% sure that I'm not going to fail 90% of my checks.
Yup. This is why I don't use the dice on D&D Beyond. As much as I love the dice that are on D&D Beyond because they are freaking gorgeous.
Yeah. Make those in real
The
life and then
algorithm
send
is
them to me.
just not
I like to use them because then I can blame that instead of myself when I'm rolling. I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh, pretty.
Wow, that's
Like,
pretty.
these are
Ooh.
my blue opalite dice, and I
Oh.
love them.
Yeah, you sent me the link for that site, and I got a couple of dice from that for Mom.
Nice.
Yeah. She's more of a dice goblin than anyone here, I guarantee it.
I do not doubt that.
You
at
know
all.
those like clothing tubs, like the big plastic
Mhm.
tubs? Yeah. She's got one that's just full of dice.
Not me.
Nah.
Just dice.
This dice.
Sure, Mom. Not you, huh?
Yeah, I had to cut myself off of my dice addiction.
Yeah, I will say that when I use the D&D Beyond dice, they roll about the same as regular dice for me. So I don't know what's wrong with the rest of you, really. No.
It's
Well,
clearly
the rest of us
favoritism
bless
because
our
you mod
dice.
for D.
Yes,
It's clearly
that.
favoritism because you modded for D&D Beyond. Like someone is looking out for you.
yes. There's the secret check mark that our community manager Millie just puts on our accounts, and
Well, then why is mine broken? I could really use it.
I want to go talk to Millie.
Yes.
Like, hey,
Like tap tap tap. I actually the question from Tengu there actually reminded me of something I saw in the internet. I was D&D Beyond Discord really. But they were talking about how it might be neat in a campaign to go back in time and do sort of like the choose your own adventure point again, where you go the other way. So like in our case, like we
Ooh.
would have gone to the Bright, or we would have gone to that village like in episode 1 that had some kind of monster threat instead of doing 40 other things. Like
Yeah.
what would have happened if we hadn't have done any of that and we did A or B instead, and like picking up from there without any of the knowledge that we've gained since. I thought
Oh
like
my
especially with
God.
Pretty cool.
DC stuff, that would be
Yeah.
very interesting.
I agree.
That'd be crazy.
I feel like if we'd gone to that town though, instead of stopping, we would have ended up killing Molly's friend again. Because he
Yeah.
was the monster, but he wasn't. But they thought he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if that was him in the beginning, because that monster, the thing was going on since like the beginning, and we stayed in Waterdeep, I think, right, the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just very curious.
Yeah, we kicked that can down the road
No.
quite a bit.
That was like a dragon or something, so like a troll or something was threatening somewhere. That's the one.
Remember, we were on our way to go and do that,
Hmm.
and we stopped in that town, and then
Oh,
you
Why
know,
did we stop
7
there?
months
got-
happened
yeah.
Why
because
did we
we had to
stop
stay
there?
overnight.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And then 7 months happened. Oops.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you approach that town, strange things started to happen. Like it became night a lot quicker than it should have.
Yeah.
And then once you were in the town, you're kind of trapped in the time bubble. It was just a halfway point.
It was totally cool. That town was fun. But
That town was fantastic.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I wish that we could have kept playing through those 7 months,
Hmm.
but uh, I'm so glad that we were able to get back together, because seriously, like, I don't know if the chat knows this. I think you guys know, you are like my best friends, and I love you so much. And I am so, so glad to have you guys back in my life.
same.
I too am ridiculously fond of everyone at this little online table.
Little Inspector family.
I mean, all I
With
know
all of our
is
pets.
Oh,
getting through that town, it was certainly all hands on deck.
Yeah.
oh,
There it is.
yes.
There it is.
Mhm.
Ah.
I think that may have been the punniest chat that we've had to date.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was hilarious.
They do not have purses with which to buy things,
No.
so I can only assume their intents are nefarious.
Oh, that was such a great session.
And for those in chat, I do enjoy the puns. I may not be able to catch all of them, but I go back and just look at the comments afterwards, and yeah, I enjoy them all. So keep it up, just for me.
Oh yeah. Keep it up for all of us.
Oh yeah.
The Oh. So, do we have any more questions?
Does anyone at the table have a backup character in case their character does actually bite the dust? Or are you just hoping that that won't happen? Or are you hoping that you'll be able to resurrect your character if you lose them?
I yeah, no.
Yeah. There's
I'm losing Sarissa.
Molly dies, her brother Polly shows up.
Twin brother Polly.
Yeah.
I'm here to avenge my sister.
Mhm. Different story thread.
I know what class maybe I'd want to play, but
Ooh,
I do not have
tell.
a character. I mean, I would probably go Bard. That's
Nice.
my favorite.
Oh, yes.
My backup characters have backups, so
What's your first backup?
Let's
a barbarian.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yes, I've never actually. Well, I've once played a barbarian, but that was a very long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was absolutely terrifying in the best possible way. I think his HP, once he was fully raging, because it was a level 20 game, his HP maxed out when he was raging at like 600.
What?
Holy cow.
Actually, I think I can tell you exactly how much his HP maxed out. It was. I think it might have been even worse than that, actually. Uh-oh. There he is.
There you go.
Oh, it's even worse. It's so much worse than that.
Oh no.
Fully raging, his HP maxes out at about 640.
Holy cow.
And his strength is 22 and his constitution is 23. So do with that what you will.
Recruit them. That's what I will do.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. He was very fun.
That's end game. Bring in this character as ally.
Yeah. Definitely. He's now an NPC in several of the games that I run. So you can run into him in the world. It's fun like that.
That makes sense.
Keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Out there just ripping trees out of the ground.
Actually, he's a storm chaser.
Ooh,
Oh.
nice.
Yeah.
That's fun.
And what would your
That's-
backup be, Crystal?
I think I'd probably my first ever character. I'd go back to Maeve Seppa, who I absolutely like. I made her back when Waffle Crew was still a thing.
Hmm.
And so she is very much a combination of Strix and Paulton, which is why she has his last name.
Hmm.
Um and yeah, she's a tiefling bard, and I think it'd be fun to go back and play her
Mhm.
just cuz she's a whole lot of fun.
It's very
She was
cool.
like raised by Vistani, and yeah, she's a fun character.
Hmm.
Very fun.
All right, we have another question. Oh, did we cover everyone on that last bit? I'm sorry. Everyone, backup characters.
Yeah, legitimately it wouldn't be Molly's twin brother. I would probably go either Oath of Ancients Paladin, maybe, or given how much timey-wimey catastrophic death, maybe like a grave cleric, because we've been dealing with death a lot. So I feel like a grave cleric could just roll on into town and just fit right in.
That would be cool.
That'd be awesome.
Uh,
All right. Anything else along those lines? Otherwise, we do have another question in chat.
Yeah.
All right. So, to all of you, how do you get into character?
Oh geez.
playlists. Just character
Yes.
playlists for hours and hours and hours.
For me, it's lots of like that, but also hell, what's the show? Dang it. What the heck is the show called? It's it was the show on, I think, like Showtime or something. It was like Victorian London, and it was all like supernatural stuff.
Something Penny something? Is that what you're talking
Penny
about?
Dreadful?
Penny
Dreadful?
Dreadful. Yes. So think Miss Ives in that show. That's basically Sarissa.
Nice.
Of that.
Like that's pretty much who I based that character on.
Kane
well,
is one of my very few characters that was not based on anyone. It was just gotta do something totally different. Okay, what do I usually do? What is the exact opposite? Dark and broody meet happy cheerful.
Yeah.
Far too high of intelligence score meet 8 wisdom.
Nah.
Hey Neo.
hello.
How you doing?
Hello. You listen to
I think-
Motorhead to get into your villains. Oh, DC, how do you get into your villains?
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I'll answer that. I want everyone to answer the
Yeah.
first question first. Rox, or Adam, rather. Rox. How do you get into playing
I'm
Rox?
already into character.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing. I'm always in character. No, I mean, I have a little snack dish. And honestly, I kind of just go through my spell lists or my spells, and then just think of different things that rocks would use them for, and that's kind of how I get in. I don't know, it's weird, but it works for me.
Nice.
And Lori, I believe we need to hear from you still.
Yeah. I also do playlists, but not for the character specifically. It's more like an energy thing. So I will listen to a whole bunch of covers by this group called, I think I can say the name, right? That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This group called Halocene. They do a whole bunch of covers of like various music. And then
Oh
there
my
is,
gods.
yeah, I love them.
Hailocene.
So that really gets me going. And then there's one cover in particular by a guy named Dan Vask, and he does a cover of "I'll Make a Man Out of You" from Mulan, and it's like a heavy metal version. And it's just like it's so much energy that's like this will power me through the 2 hours of the show, and then I just have to like then I settle down into like the low and smooth of Molly. But like the energy of the music is what gives me like the staying power to actually play the game. And then she was inspired by like a few characters here and there, but it was like, what if that but different and weirder? So that's kind of where my process is.
But different and weirder.
Mhm.
Excellent.
That's awesome.
Okay, and Vera, you were asking me how do I get into the villain headspace?
Yeah.
Well, usually it involves around what are they doing in the story at the time, what's their purpose there, and think about that. And then if they're a creature type, I'm like, what do they do? What do they need? And I basically just read stat blocks for a while. And then I kind of build a story around there and like, okay, but if it's this creature and it's not in its normal habitat, what is it like here? What does it want to do here? That type of thing. The shadow dragon, for example, was okay. This is a thing that was taking out of its home, but now this has become its home, and so yeah, this is its lair, simply because it's grown here. And oh yeah, well, the cave isn't so big, so it can't fly around like it would normally want to. So we have restrictions on it, and yeah, it's mainly just thinking what I want to do with them at this point in the story.
Very cool.
I don't have a playlist. I mean, to prepare for a game, usually I'm wandering around at whenever, and I'll start thinking about the game, and I'll be like, okay, here's this point. All right. So, and I go through it in my head, how I have it set up, and then I go, okay, are there any changes? Or maybe I'll think of another tangent that you could possibly go on, and I'm like, okay, if that happens, what do I do? And sometimes it's setting up that, but just walking through the house, I'll be thinking about the game all week, and I'll have certain points just set up along the adventure. Like, okay, they can hit here, they can hit here, and here. And then the rest is all you going, and if you go there or not. And then if you hit that point, it's like, okay, this activates, and now all this happens. And so every week it's just going through these steps I create for myself.
Nice.
Very fun.
I got a question.
All right.
Yeah.
Is there anything that your character has done that immediately you're like, oh no, I should not have done that?
Yes.
Okay, but you do have to specify what.
And what is it? Sorry, follow.
Yeah. The very like brutal way that we took over the baby thieves guild in town was not a choice I was expecting to make for Molly. But then like once it happened, she's like, well, we're in this now, so we have to embrace this role and go strong, or else we'll seem weak, and then it's all ruined from there. So I have to like shore up and protect these people, because I don't know that they know exactly what they've done, but I do. And so so let's go.
Yeah, that one, like, Sarissa was fine with what she did up until we were with Laurel Silverhand, and she was like, this is a problem. If you ever do this again, it's going to be a major problem. And between Sarissa and myself, I'm going, oh crap, oh right, we can't do that kind of thing. This is not an evil campaign. I'm not allowed to just kill.
Well, if it isn't the consequences of my actions.
Yeah. Didn't expect to see you here today.
I think the only thing that I've been like, oh no, shouldn't have done that. And it was only because I then realized, oh, that's what happened is when Kane picked for everyone to land in the Shadowfell, because while I am personally always delighted to be in the Shadowfell, I was like, what have I done to my party? What have I done to my friends?
And
Uh-oh.
see, Sarissa was totally fine with that.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot wait until she figures out, like, having a deity, because I know who her deity's going to be, and it's gonna be amazing.
Molly will just stay a free agent.
I think Rox has a lot to choose from, but
Oh no.
wanna say maybe touching the vase that took us into the food realms.
Oh my god.
But then that's where
Oh
he
my
got like his
God.
inspiration to make chips. So it's like I can't. It wasn't the worst decision, but it was a very bad decision. It was
I
a very
got killed by mayonnaise. I thought you were going to say the fireball that went into Kittenville.
Oh,
Well, that is still unrealized to Rox. So
can I tell you guys something about that episode?
Yeah.
What?
Normally, if I miss, I go back and watch what I missed. But in that case, because everybody was so hesitant to tell Molly what went down, I didn't even want to know for me, like to be informed at all. So I haven't watched it. So, like, aside
Oh
from
no.
what you've told me or what you've told Molly, we have no idea.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah. So if she doesn't know, then I don't want to have any idea.
And just for some backstory on that, in a previous episode, there was this vase, and well, I modified an alchemy jug, and Rox tripped, and as they were trying to not touch it, Rox was trying to poke it with a stick, tripped, head planted onto the jug, and instantly went into it. And it was basically layers of vinegar, oil, or oil, vinegar, and then mayonnaise. And there were vinegar sharks, and there were little fire methods that were in the oil part, because oil and fire is fun, that they got with them. And the final layer was mayonnaise, and all this trouble because the mayonnaise elemental was tired of being a mayonnaise elemental, basically, and every time someone used the alchemy jug, they wanted mayonnaise, and so the elemental was just tired of it and wanted someone else to do that job.
And the mayonnaise almost killed me.
And absolutely gave Sarissa even more PTSD.
I
It's
I
just of
now
all the ways to go, man.
I know, right?
yeah, mayonnaise would be the probably not the worst, but it would be up there for sure. I now remember that Rox was trying to pick it up with his staff, and then I think I rolled a nat 1.
You did.
Yep.
And
Dude,
fell
studies.
into it.
Yep.
Oh my god.
All the way
So the
back then.
dexterity checks have never been there.
Multi-class again, and this time into rogue. She gave yourself
Right?
some dex.
Oh boy.
Speaking of rogues and things, and now that you have a side criminal enterprise on
Oh, geez.
your side, Adam, I like that you created an alternate personality in, what was it, Landslide?
Yes.
Yeah.
Landslide.
Yes.
Go after, I imagine that's like some sort of weird alternate tuxedo mask type character going around.
Yeah, I'm kind of picturing he had like a custom tux made, because he usually wears the purple tux, but then it's just like reversible and
Mhm.
it's gray and like purple on the inside instead.
Smart. Yeah. Who was that masked man? He left behind a rose and these weird greasy crumbs.
Oh my god.
one day we're gonna end up fighting.
I mean, I think the idea did come from what Molly did in her like their 2 weeks off? Because
Mhm.
I think I went immediately after you. I was like, oh, I have nothing prepared. Okay, landslide it is.
It's perfect.
Brilliant.
Hmm.
So, I think one of my favorite things in the episode was the hag pie thing. I
Oh
just, I kind
God,
of love that.
yes.
Um, just
What?
Ublex living the life of a hag that it devoured earlier, handing out pies. Eh,
What made you come up with that?
Uh, I'm not sure. I just kind of go, hey, this would be fun. Let's see, a hag. No, I want to use an Obelix. Oh, I could use it here. Yeah. And it's like this weird game of connect the dots that only makes sense to me eventually. Hopefully comes out in some form of words that make sense to other people. So
No, I loved it. I like it reminded me a lot of Strix. So yeah, I love that.
I've loved everything we've ended up in. It's always very unique, so it's not anything that I could have like mentally prepared myself for. Like, oh, it's a hag. I know what a hag is. This is not a hag. This is not a hag. Oh,
Well,
a dragon. We can deal with that, maybe. Oh, it's a shadow dragon. Hmm.
mhm.
Hmm.
We, you know, dealt with it.
Oh,
Fine.
there's 4 black dragons flying towards the city. Okay.
Oh my God.
This is fine. Everything's fine.
So, okay, Sarissa was totally fine with the dragons. That was like, yeah, whatever. Okay, it's dragons. But then there were the harpies, and then the other stuff, and all of the weird, like, tendrils coming from the orbs, and ah!
The
That's
ooze
right.
under
Those
the
weird,
city.
creepy red tendrils that ate the thing that we were trying not to kill.
Mhm.
Yeah. And a lot of the, like,
Those scared me.
townspeople. Everybody being dragged into the orbs.
Yeah.
It was very weird.
Very
And I
weird,
loved
very
it.
scary. Very
Have I-
fun.
Have our were rat employees run into the ooze under the city?
Oh, yeah, whatever happened to the ooze?
Oh,
Yeah, did
yeah.
anyone handle that? We reported it. I know we reported it.
Yes, we did.
I don't think you've checked in on it, or if you did, I'm
Uh-oh.
forgetting.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
I think we checked in the first time we got back from our hiatus as robots because we reported
Yeah,
it
we
before we left.
asked.
And I don't remember what the feedback was at that time, but we didn't think when we initially found out that we could take whatever it was. So yeah, I don't know. Have to check in with the Path of Shadow Rats later.
So, any questions for among us, for me, for you guys, between each other? Thing you need to know? Anything I haven't covered that you're curious about?
I have a question,
Okay.
but I think I have a question for Fenny at Fembros. Are
Ooh.
you
Uh-oh.
still with us?
Uh-oh.
I believe they're still here.
I'm pretty sure he's here. It says he's still in stream chat. So.
All right.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
I would like to know what your favorite Agent of Chaos moment was for something that you donated for. What result made you the happiest with your moment?
That's a good question.
That's a fantastic
Because
question.
you've given us advantage, you've given us disadvantage, we've done wild magic. what has been your like frowning glory chaos moment that you just like have enjoyed?
Hmm.
And there could be more to come. There's going to be a delay between us talking and typing and
Yeah.
everything. So
Oh yeah.
Yep.
we'll wait for that. Any other
Wait for that.
questions while we're waiting for a response?
I have a question.
Okay.
If each of you had to pick something, no, if each of you could make an evil character, what would they be like?
I don't think you're a ghost.
No, huh?
Come back.
So there's a villain in one of my campaigns. He's one of the BBEGs. My players who are probably going to watch this later, they already know that he exists, so it's fine if I talk about him. His name is Calcula, and I would play him before he became the absolutely horrifying demigod lich that he currently is.
Wow.
I would play him on his path to becoming that.
Ooh. That
Like
would be fun.
without hesitation. But I would have to make a really terrifying playlist because that guy is so evil he scares me. And he's actually at the point where I'm not sure how the party is gonna kill him. And I really hope they can figure it out because I can't. Oops. But yeah,
Oops.
I would play him like a low-level wizard, see where this obsession with living forever and gaining insane amount of power and playing shadow moves in the politics of the world, where did these obsessions come from? Also, Fenny has answered.
Yeah.
Nice. Ah.
They said their favorite has to be just leaving and giving all the players disadvantage. It is a power move only.
That's fair.
That is
That's fair.
incredibly fair and true.
That tracks.
I think if Frox maybe turned evil and with his pursuit of knowledge, he would be a
Ooh,
villain,
yeah.
Hmm.
possibly named Sinkhole, and he he would try to, I guess, destroy Waterdeep. I don't know. What do villains really do? What do they want? I guess that would be the big question to figure out first. But then, yes.
Wants to like take over all the like world's biggest whatever's, like the world's biggest apple. That's his. And, like, just all the food objects.
Well, I think maybe, I guess if he wanted money or power, he would just squeeze out all of the other food vendors and just make everything his. But, you gotta everybody else.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. It's tough.
What about you, Lori?
Actually, I've had a couple of villains. I had a Circle of Spores druid that I actually played as a villain in a friend's campaign.
Yeah.
That was really interesting, and she'd been kind of corrupted by Orcus. Because sometimes in nature you have to like burn the ground in order to like restore it. So with like a little bit of death and decay, you can actually revitalize the area. So she was very interesting in that. I think villains that don't necessarily see themselves as evil but necessary are very
yes.
interesting. So she was a
Yes.
lot of fun. And then I had like an evil monk Cobra Kai kind of concept where it's like, what if they won instead? And
Nice.
so yeah, just like it's a real bad monk that just kind of shuts everybody down and like attacks from the shadows. And I think that would just be really interesting to kind of play, yeah, someone just a little bit darker.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
What about you, DC?
Oh, let's see here. What would I play? I have to think on that a little more. So,
Okay.
give me a moment.
Okay.
I don't think we heard from you, Crystal. So, well, You go, and then
Um,
I'll come up with something.
I see. I would make someone like Sarissa, but oh, like she'd have to be either. I don't know if I'd make her a sorcerer. Um, but yeah, she would be like Sarissa is currently chaotic neutral. This character would definitely be chaotic evil. Um, and she would be horrifying. Like she would be the kind of person that would like turn and just to stab them in the back, or you know just you know horrible things,
Fun.
because I don't know, evil campaigns are fun.
Let's see. I think of the NPCs we've done. If I had a chance to do a whole Moira Silverhand thing, just like my version of it, how she got to where I
Yes,
put her later, that would be incredibly
That would be
interesting to
cool.
do.
Hmm.
That would be
Um,
really cool.
that'd be awesome.
but yeah, I think that would have to be my response there. Uh,
Nice.
let's see. We got a few more questions in.
Yeah, from Fenny.
Right. I can answer this for NPCs, but which member of your party can hang the hardest? Which one is closing down the club?
It's
That's
not
got to be
Kane.
Rocks.
It's not Kane. Kane is a lightweight.
It's probably Rocks. I mean, he's got a +3 to con and advantage against poison, so he could drink a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say, like, if there was something Molly wanted there, she could probably just outweight anybody and just try to like fetter out the information. Just wait till everybody's all tipped over. Um, but it wouldn't be something she'd actively super want to do. So I think yeah, I'd have to give it to Rox.
Kane would totally be the person that dances until they quite literally drop.
And Sarissa would be the wallflower, just watching everyone.
And out of the NPCs you met, it would definitely be Benny the Minotaur.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my
Mm.
gods.
You've never seen him at a party, but yeah.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
That would be awesome.
There's a question for DC from Penny here.
Okay.
Has there ever been a moment where a seemingly and actually normal object scares the pants off the party?
All right. Well, there's the doll that became S3.
Oh my god.
There's pies.
Yeah.
We can never trust pies again.
No.
So many pies.
Mhm.
Now I want peanut butter pie.
Peanut butter pie?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What?
Oh my god. It's like a peanut butter chiffon on like a chocolate crust.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Mm.
You say chiffon, I think fabric.
It's like you whip it with you get like a whipped peanut butter kind of texture out of it.
It's like
And then
airy.
you
Oh, so it's like a mousse.
yes, that's the word.
Okay.
And you usually put it on like a chocolate crust, and now I really want peanut butter pie. Gosh darn it.
That sounds amazing.
It's the best. But yeah, definitely pies.
There's a lot of pies for just because I like pie and I don't think about it too often, as had been pointed out in the past. Like, why so many pies? I was just caught off guard. I'm like, really? I put in a lot of pies? I'm like, oh yeah, I suppose I do. So there's just gonna be pies.
There's a one shot I have to send you, DC. You may already have it, but I think it's right up your alley.
Casseroles.
Mm.
We don't talk about the casseroles. Anyway. Moving on.
Mhm.
Fun. What is the best class, and why is it birds?
No, best class is Rangers now that they're no longer sad. Thank you,
Rangers
Tasha's.
are boring unless they're tabaxi.
I don't think we can be friends anymore.
Interesting line
Why?
in the sand here.
I don't think we can be friends anymore.
My first PC was a Ranger, and I don't think I'll ever go back. Was there a big change?
Yeah, there was a very big change in Tasha's. They're a lot more fun
Oh.
to play, and Monster Hunter Rangers are the best.
Like Monster Hunter Rangers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But no, sorry if it's Monster Hunter Ranger, not Bards.
Well, I'm gonna say
Betty,
bards.
stop with the grape casserole.
Grape casserole. What? What even?
I don't even know how to begin to explain the grape casserole thing, so we're just gonna move along.
Although I think if you multi-class bard and sorcerer, that might be
Oh,
the best class.
yes. I'm so tempted to do that with Sarissa. She's not the kind of person that could be a bard. So, like I may at some point just like multi-class into warlock. But
I mean, but she could tell some some poems, and that still counts as a bard.
mm,
You don't have to
Just-
be.
I mean,
I
honestly,
think it's. Sorry, you go ahead.
like the as a bard, I already have because I have suggestion, and I have like a couple other ones that I would want as a bard, but I can already get them. So
It's fair. And where are
Mom asks if for all 5 of us, do any of us regret a move in game?
oh,
Not in this game. I don't regret anything that I've done in this game.
Yeah, if it's not
No, not
specifically in
really.
this game.
Like I personally am a little concerned about S3 and what she's going to become just because of some of the stuff. Uh, so having her around is a little concerning, but I don't know. Could be fun.
No regrets,
maybe-
only the potential for more fun on my end.
Yeah.
That's intensely valid.
just not
Yeah.
preparing spells in certain situations, maybe, and then
Yeah.
I think sometimes I may have gotten excited and like stepped on some people's
That
things.
happens at every table, though. It happens at every table in every group, whether it's a physical table or an online table. Like, you're gonna accidentally talk over somebody. You're gonna accidentally step on somebody else's moment. As long as you're all friends, it should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think in this game, like Molly regrets the decision, but not really me in this game. Other games, maybe. But it's hard because like
Yeah.
once you make a decision, how you resolve it is like you might be like, oh, I really hate that we did that, but then it turns into something really cool that you wouldn't have discovered otherwise. So, or you get possibly arrested by the Open Lord of Waterdeep. So,
Yeah.
like in it's it comes up in random ways, and that's always exciting to me.
Yeah.
I think the magic comes from a lot of times the disaster of your choices.
I agree.
Let's see.
Like the only thing I regret about this game is the fact that we no longer have Michi with us. Because
Yeah.
I miss our kitty.
At least we get Leland back every now and again, but I miss Michi a lot.
Michi.
There's our
Witty Michi, come back.
our fraidy cat cleric that we had for a while. Go back
Yeah.
and see
She
season
was
0.
so cute.
She
Mhm.
was the cutest thing on the planet. And the way Michi played her was absolutely flawless.
Agreed.
But timing constraints and schedule conflicts destroyed us.
Yeah. Oh well. We have each other.
We
Mhm.
do. And we've had some very fun guests.
Yeah.
Fenboros asks, what is one thing you love about yourself?
Aww.
You're lucky you're cute, Fenny. I like my brain and the way that I'm able to come up with ideas and plot lines and characters at the drop of a hat sometimes. And I like coming up with puzzles that confuse and confound my players. This is a warning for when you all play under me one day.
I
guess-
still think you need to run an evil campaign.
One day I'll run an evil campaign. I'm okay. I do like neutral campaigns a lot, or I do like neutral to the point of like balance for the world, doing terrible things for good reasons and good things for terrible reasons. I do things like that a lot, but I've never just run evil.
I think
You
it
see,
would
what's
be a
one thing
lot
you
of
love
fun.
about yourself?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Sure. One thing. Probably. I like to think I bring a sense of fun every session,
You
and
do.
expressing that to all of you, and having all of you join in that, and then having that go out into the world. I like that I'm able to do that and provide just that little spark to drive things to go forward.
You do.
Agreed.
Quieto.
I like how I do my makeup. I like that I'm able to like create fun and different looks. Have fun with it.
It's a good expression. Lori?
I don't normally like talking about myself, but in this case it was asked. So I like that I tend to be kind of like sarcastic and quippy. I can be pretty quick with it.
Yeah.
Especially when you can like banter back and forth with somebody. That's what I like, that I can engage with people on that level.
And Adam.
I will second Lori. Don't love talking about myself, but I guess I love that I am tolerable enough to hang out with all y'all, and you accept me as one of your own.
My dude,
I'm
you are
gonna-
not just tolerable. You
I'm
are
gonna
awesome.
fist fight you in the back of a Denny's parking lot.
Because I love you.
Can we have
Pretty much.
Freaky Slam
Yeah.
first, or
No, but you
After.
can have one after. You're far more than tolerable, Adam.
Hmm.
Agreed.
thank you?
You are a vital member of this group. And I shall not hear any slander against you, or I will fist fight you in the back of a Denny's parking lot. I have done it to someone before, and I will do it again.
Oddly enough, I think every Denny's I've gone to has not had a back parking lot. It's only in front. Where are these Denny's you're going to? Why do they
New
have back
York.
parking lot?
New York! Because they're New York.
That's fair.
So,
That's entirely fair.
slightly tangential story and unrelated to this. Denny's around here do have back parking lots, and when I was playing Vampire, LARPing, I was a Toreador, and that's that's where he'd go and take care of a lot of problem people. It was in the back lot of a Denny's. So
Yes.
Oh my god.
I love it. Oh,
Sketchy things happen in New York.
Yeah.
That's why most places have back parking lots.
sketchy things happen at Denny's. Because it's Denny's.
That, that's fair.
Yeah, I think I've spent a couple of nights there, 3 hours, and you spend like $9 maybe. It's like, what is going on?
Uh-huh. We used to get done at the goth clubs out in LA and then go to Denny's for like 4 hours afterwards because they were what was open. And yeah, we full goth regalia and not be out of place at all at Denny's because Denny's at 4 a.m.
Denny's.
is like, yeah, it's Denny's.
I have heard that Waffle House is worse, though.
I've heard that. Luckily for us, that's only a southern thing.
Lori, do y'all have Denny's up there? Do you have, I guess, is it just like a Horton's something offshoot?
Tell us about the mysterious land of Canada.
Canada.
Your ways are strange and unusual to us.
Yeah, we have breakfast places in Canada with various parking lot arrangements. I haven't seen any esteem beatdowns in any parking lots there, but yeah, we do have Denny's, so I'm familiar. Yeah, who doesn't like an affordable breakfast at any time? Yeah,
That's fair. That's fair.
yeah, giant portion. It's great.
Okay,
Yeah.
but to be fair, Denny's has really, really good hash browns.
This is true.
Mm.
Also, their chicken tenders are amazing.
I guess circling back to the eggs conversation, I've never had them fuck up an eggs over easy, so that's a point. That's points right there.
How does anyone mess up eggs over easy?
I mean, you can break it, you can overcook it, so it's not runny. There's, I guess, like just 2 ways to fuck it up.
They're literally over easy. It's easy.
No comment.
Eggs, honestly, I think eggs are one of the hardest simple things to cook.
Mm.
I can do anything complicated with an egg, but cooking it over easy, just don't look at me, please. Please. I will not be able to flip it. It will break. It will be ruined. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
And DC is quietly writing a Hell's Kitchen like adventure now for us. We're gonna have to cook our way to victory.
Oh my god.
Deck save to
No,
flip
to
your
flip.
eggs over easy.
Rox is now wearing 2 dozen eggs. Although maybe we do have a question for DC. Speaking of times when you've been derailed, was there a notable time when the players derailed your hard-wrought session plans? If so, how much did you enjoy their derailment versus what you had planned?
I always enjoy the derailment because for me, part of the game is what the players do in the moment, and I love each and every decision made because it's stuff I wouldn't have thought of, and I think it's great in the moment of telling the story with everyone and how other people just expand on that in various ways and go through it. And I love that part of playing role-playing games with people that I like. And notable time. This season, I think the only time something got really derailed for me was when Rock said, "Couldn't we teleport there?" And with the orbs and the Shadowfell. And I'm suddenly like, you have the person that knows how to make these orbs. You have enough magic, so there's no reason this wouldn't work. Well, that cuts out this whole road trip here that was supposed to last the rest of the season. But okay.
Oh my god.
Rip.
Yikes.
Ooh, Oops.
You could just reskin all that stuff into something.
Yeah, it's, you know what? It's funny because I like that whole fight. I'm sitting there going, shouldn't this have been like the big bad at the end of the season? What happened here? And then, yeah.
Guess now we know.
That's what happened. Oops.
You took a plot shortcut and it made sense. And I'm like, there's no reason this couldn't happen. So
Like, you got hit by a landslide.
You've been hit by, you've been struck by a
It's
smooth
by-
criminal.
And credit to Adam, the landslide thing caught me a little off guard, but I'm like, this is brilliant. Let's go with it. And I liked it, and it was just, now it's between players and I don't have to do anything. I can just let you drive your plots to wherever they lead.
There's a good point
Yeah.
there.
I was going to be so upset if anything happened to Benny.
Oh my god.
I would also be very upset if anything happened to Benny.
Yes.
There was that point where Betty's like, "Yeah, we're gonna disassemble the boat," and I was like, "Well, no, Betty. What happens if you get transported back in the ocean and you don't have a boat anymore?"
That
And
would've
look at
been-
that. You were right.
You were right. Rox
Yeah.
is right again.
Yep.
I have a quick question.
Okay.
Just really quick. DC, how many animals can we possibly have until, like...
Until I get annoyed with it.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
No, what you have now is good and fine. I'm glad no one has summon animals right now, because it's a little much to run. But no, so far I'm good. I don't know what my cap would be on that yet because we haven't hit it.
Okay.
But yeah, pets are fun because so far, basically you guys kind of control them, and I don't have to add something else hard into the mix constantly, and I can just go, okay,
Yeah.
let's go and let's keep the session moving. Otherwise, it just kind of slows things down, and that can get a little frustrating for everyone because, okay, now we have 30 rats to worry about, and I'm like, okay.
I'm just reminded of the time one of my players, wizards, had an Italian greyhound named Peach. Peach got them into more trouble than the actual player characters did. Because Peach had a problem where if you put her on the ground, she'd just go.
Oh no.
Oh.
So they carried her around in a little bag. But every now and then, she'd just go.
In my Curse of Strahd campaign, I briefly had, I think the spell is summon animals, and you can have like 8 badgers come out at any given time, and I called them the Badger Brigade. But then it was like, it just slows down combat so much, and I would rather have something more fun than that. I think they should probably just take that out of D&D. Honestly, it's a little OP.
A little bit.
Although I think there's like one more animal companion on Rox's like wish list, right? Weren't you wanting like a bunny named Hops to go with your dog Sweet and Barley?
Oh yeah, I mean that would be amazing.
Yes.
Especially if it's an Angora rabbit.
I mean, that we can do.
Oh,
So,
Yeah. Does it travel with the group?
yes.
We'll build it a
Oh.
hutch.
Oh.
It's chewing up all of Rox's shit.
Rox has like one of those baby papooses for it, so it rides around on his chest.
Yes.
You transform into your alter ego landslide, forget about the rabbit, and everyone knows it's you because the rabbit's still there.
We end up in a fight with the big bad evil guy. We're all on 1 hit point. We're all about to die. And then all of a sudden, Hops stands up out of the papoose. Saves us all.
Yeah. Been a druid the whole time. Level 20.
Oh my
Oh my
god. It's Molly's twin brother.
Or
Polly.
a,
Look, I just don't like to walk. I've been here the whole time.
Oh my
or it's a
God.
Dampere.
That'd be cool too.
I still want to play a Dampere named like I want to play one that winds up being basically Banicula. Yes.
I think one of my players just made a rabbit folk Dampere named Banicula for a one shot. And I'm just every now and then I page open and look at the sheet and I just go,
Yes.
but that player also made its 20 bunny siblings.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right. So if you guys have any more questions out of us on the Zoom call here on screen, we have time for probably a couple more questions and a couple more questions from chat. Chat, if you have any other questions, this is our Q&A before our final episode of season 2, which will be next week. So yeah, if you have anything, ask away. We got time for, say, if you came up with 2, we had 2 more for everybody. That'd probably wrap up our time nicely.
DC.
Yes.
Is there any villain that you would like kill to be able to use in this campaign or a different one? Or specific monster?
Like out of anything I've seen or done? Or?
Anything. Absolutely anything.
Yeah.
Ooh. I think I would like to do a Frankenstein type monster. Or Frankenstein's monster. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Awesome.
Like just something assembled from parts and yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That would be fun.
That would be very fun.
I think I would like that, yeah. Out of sort of monstery villains. Yeah.
What about the rest of you? What kind of monsters or in this campaign? Whatever.
Monsters do I want to see in this campaign?
I want to see a flump.
Well,
Yes.
I want to run into some flumps. DC, like, I'll make a note of that.
I would
As
be.
DC sits there and takes notes.
Oh my god.
I told you.
Yeah. I remember you did this. Oh. I'd be interested to see how Sarissa responds to interacting with like doppelgangers if we had to fight them.
Oh.
Yes. Oh my god, yes.
Yes.
Or even just like more changelings.
Mhm.
I love dealing with changelings. They're so much fun. I think the other thing I'd like to see at some point maybe would be a beholder. I know.
My least favorite.
I love them. I love them so much.
Beholders activate my fight instinct in the way that I want to punch them directly in that big eye.
Stalks are a problem, but it's one area where, like in a fight, your non-magical melee people finally get to be like, yes, because we get to do like the stuff because everybody's silenced. You can't do anything. It's like now you have to fight like me with sticks and daggers.
With the sticks and daggers.
Where's your fireball now? You know?
God. What about you, Adam?
Not necessarily like a monster, but I think Rox or Adam would love to fight the system and take down the government in Waterdeep.
Uh-oh.
Villain goals coming out again.
Oh no!
Down the government.
They're too
Oh no!
Wow.
But I think I'm just having PTSD from the past 4 years.
That's I'm with you on
That's
that
entirely
one.
fair. That's absolutely entirely fair.
The inspectors versus the government.
Not the Waterdeep government, or at least not like the open Lord of Water.
Possibly against the entire judicial system of Waterdeep.
That's fair. Inspectors versus the cops.
Well, we're halfway there. We we started
Living on a
our
prayer?
criminal organization. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a point. you have a concerning point.
And now
Especially considering I think we've been working with the cops from the start and now we own a criminal organization. Uh-oh.
It could be
Uh-oh.
multiple things at once.
We had a question for DC. How do you
Yeah.
come up with your words from mom?
Worlds,
how about both?
not words.
Worlds. Worlds.
Worlds. Okay. Well, for this campaign in particular, before we started our first episode in Waterdeep, I ran Waterdeep Dragon Heist for my friends, and every decision they made in that campaign is what has followed into and informed the basis of what happened in what has happened in the Inspectors. Like everything they did in Waterdeep and the organizations they didn't deal with and things like that are there, and they're now carried over into here.
Nice.
Makes sense.
I like that.
So they were, and for those following at home, if you go into the winter season of Waterdeep Dragon Heist, you can see the sort of backstory and setup for everything that goes on here. And there's some decisions that they made that, are far afield from what's in that book, but basic plot there, they succeeded at the tasks, so. And otherwise, worlds are just a mix of everything. I mean, Lord of the Rings is a huge inspiration on me for most things. Middle Earth and all that. And it's just an amalgamation of a bunch of different things at any one time that seem to fit together, or ideas I like. I have my own little world that I haven't been able to have anything in yet, and it I have this whole elemental based system around it and everything. And yeah, and why does that come up? Because, well, I like the idea of elemental magic and everything like that. And here's the structure. And, so there are things that influence me, but it comes from everywhere. And sometimes I don't really realize where it's come from until I think about it later. Like, oh, that's where I probably got that from. Or, yeah, because I watch a lot of stuff, and so it's hard to keep track of it all. I was when I went to college, I was a film student, so I've watched a lot of movies, and have been inspired by a lot of things, and that can lead into another point where just development of campaign, I think about it a lot in how you write a script or a movie, though it's different. So you set the scene, and you don't use a ton of words to do it, but you leave enough room for everyone else to play and fill in the gaps with their own minds. And I don't know if I do quite enough good a job on describing all the words, because you need a little more, a sense of taste, sense of smells, that type of thing, that you wouldn't necessarily put into a script. unless it was really, really important. So yeah, so it's just building these little scenes, if you will, and having the structure here, and then room to play in between these points, kind of like I was mentioning earlier. And so, how you get to the points is up to you. You know, unlike a screenplay, there's nothing is purely set in stone. There's no strict Bible. It's up to what the players do, and that fills in everything.
Yeah. Well, I happen to think you do a great job.
Well, thank you.
I concur.
Read.
Hmm.
So we probably got time for one more question. Any else? Anything you guys want to ask?
Anything you want to ask us, DC?
Yeah.
Other? Let's see.
We level up. And how much does every DM hate that question?
So, Adam, I'm curious about Landslide. Was that on the spot decision, or had you been kind of building that for a while? Because I kind of love that idea.
No, that was very much on the spot. I think Lori had come up with like, I think you might have been first up, and you'd come up with like something really cool, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta come up with some cool stuff too. Yeah, I'm gonna be Batman, but like the water deep equivalent.
Mhm.
So Landslide was born.
I know what I wanted. I did want to ask everyone something, and we can kind of end with this. How do you think your characters have grown or changed this season?
Oh, wow.
Kane's gotten a lot more trusting
Yeah.
and has actually opened up to the party, so that's been something.
I think Sarissa is less worried about going home and more like a lot more focused on loving the people she has around instead of missing those that she has kind of lost.
I think for Molly, um, she's more considerate of like people in general. Like to say like before, she just really had to worry about herself and like whatever her priorities were at the time. And she had like associates and contacts and things like that that are just in that sort of outside circle, but not really like friends. So like actually worrying about people and like being in a group all the time and thinking like, well, this is what I want to do, but that's not what they want to do. And just letting someone else actually just direct things, I think is a big change for her. Um, so yeah, just yeah, and not being super secretive. She's doesn't flaunt in anyone's face what she does, but she also doesn't really hide that she's got two like sort of sides going on where she can do good, but she could also just not. And so you kind of know what you're getting.
Makes sense.
I think kind of same. I think Rox has opened up more. I don't know if it's like multi-classing into cleric, where it's just like he's more of a team player now. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like all of our characters have grown so much, so it's kind of like hard to like nail down like exactly what has changed, because I think there's been a lot of changes since the beginning.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it's been super exciting to watch and play.
Yeah. I think kind of building off of that, when the inspectors started, we were in a warehouse and we were living
Yeah.
together by convenience. But now we're living together in the house in the manor, like by necessity, because we want to like be in this space together. Even though we have our own rooms and things, it's not just because we're like, oh, well, I'm going to do a job with them tomorrow, so I may as well just put my bag down here. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, now we're actually living together by like choice.
mhm.
Definitely. We're a family.
Yeah.
Hey, all right. Are there any final thoughts anyone wants to put out there into the world?
Love this group.
Yeah.
Same.
Second,
Love
third,
you
fourth.
guys. I love this community that we're building. I like the fact that we have had what like people in the chat consistently is awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah. Huge thank you to everybody who comes and talks to us and watches, and it's nice to see you making puns and jokes and
Yes.
things as we play. So really appreciate you guys being there and supporting us.
Yeah, I will have to apologize because I will get caught up in chat every now and then and miss like some of DC's wonderful world building moments, and I'm like, oh shit, what did you just say? Because I was reading some joke that was.
I do the same thing.
Yeah.
So, yes, I want to reiterate that point. Chat, we love you. Thank you for coming every
Yes.
single week and enjoying that. And thank you for all the bits, all the donations. We appreciate it. You know, you're part of the show too.
Yeah.
And like I said, I go back, I read all your lovely comments. Thank you so much for the support. After our next episode, we'll have done 16 episodes on Gilding Light. Plus our previous
Wow.
adventures, I think we had 7 episodes or so.
9.
9?
9.
9.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so even more. So
Mhm.
we've been together a while now and have done a lot. And thank you just for coming back for all that time and spending 2 hours of your week with us. That's amazing, and I really appreciated. And please, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff too for us. Help spread the word. And thank you incredibly. Let's go around and do our outros. We'll go in order we usually do. So start with Crystal.
People, my name is Crystal Fear. You can find me at Crystal_Fear on Twitter and at Crystal Fear pretty much everywhere else. I am pretty much just here for right now. I am working on trying to stream. My internet is apparently being an evil POS, so we will see how that goes.
Lori?
Hey, everybody. My name is Lori, aka Calamity Jane. You can find me on Twitter, Calamity_JAYN. You can also find me on the Gilding Light Discord. I'm a moderator there. Come on by, say hello. Or on the D&D Beyond Discord. I'm on there as well. Join up, come talk with us. It's a great time. And then, of course, on Thursdays, find me right here on the Inspectres.
And Adam?
Hello, Damas Lamas everywhere on the internet. Every other Tuesday, I'm on Graham Cracker's channel. We are doing a D&D campaign. Every Thursday here, and I think tomorrow I'm going to be streaming on my channel, Adamas Lamas. I think I'm playing Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. I'm going to be a pirate. So if you want to see swashbuckling, tune in tomorrow morning-ish. Pacific.
Vera?
Hi, I'm Vera. You can find me just about everywhere on the internet at Vera Says Dragons. And my work in progresses have gotten more work done on them, but they're still work in progresses. So, you'll find me other places eventually, I promise.
Yay! We'll love to see you other places.
But I'm here every Thursday.
Yay! And I'm DC. I've been your dungeon master and host today, so yay. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram under DC Lasair. That's DCLASAIR. Please follow me on Twitter. I'm close to 500 followers, so, 12 away. So please
Yes.
Do
follow me if
it.
you're not already. And why haven't you been? No. I really appreciate that. Let's see. What am I doing? If you watch a show on Gilding Light, there's a good chance I'm a producer of it. I moderate for a bunch of channels on Twitch. So if you see me around, say hi. I'll say hi back. And I will be at Gen Con this year and probably Gamehole Con for conventions. So if you are in person there, say hi as well. I'll probably be the person that looks like this and wears a hat. And this Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, I will be doing a charity game for the Trevor Project over on twitch.tv/TTRPGIFs. That's TTRPGIFs. It will be a game of Honey Heist with a whole bunch of wonderful people. You can see my Twitter for a tweet somewhere about it on in there, or check out the TTRP GIFs Twitter account for all the information. And yeah, I stream on my own channel on Twitch. I'll probably be streaming tomorrow as well. Right now I'm playing Dark Alliance. So come on, with Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance is the proper name of the whole thing. So yeah, come see that. I believe I will be doing it tomorrow sometime afternoonish. So follow Twitter, and that's where you'll find me. So, one more time, thank you all. Thank you to my cast for being here. I love you guys. I'm glad you're here every week. Thank you so much, everyone that shows up in chat. Appreciate it. And we will be here next week for our season 2 finale, and possibly the week after that, Vera will be DMing a game for us. And
Do it.
yeah.
Yay!
So we'll have that, and then we'll take a little break before we get into season 3. We still have to talk about how long that break is, but we'll let you all know. So, Lori, if you want to quick do upcoming things on Gilding Light. I forgot to do that. Lori, you're muted.
You're muted.
Took two. Just kidding.
Okay.
Take two. First try. Tomorrow night, you can meet us on twitch.tv/Satine Phoenix for D&DJ with DJ Kenley Shea. And then come back to us on Thursdays, of course, for Inspectres. Then on Monday, if you're on Satine's channel, Satine Phoenix on Twitch, 5 p.m. Pacific, it's Couples D&D with Satine Phoenix and Jameson Stone. As well, Tuesdays and Thursdays, Satine is doing Maze on Planet 7 from 7 to 9 p.m. And that's on facebook.com/Maze on Planet 7.
All right. So stay tuned after the show. We have Actoroki coming up with Peter Atkinson and a great group of people. Thank you all for watching. We will see you next week. We love you all. Please be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and have a great evening. Bye.
Bye.